that is true. And the biggest problem, I think, is that we are not sleeping enough, so not living enough. But that's not the case. That's not the case. It's stereotype about sleeping. I think that mostly we think that, okay, if I sleep 7 hours, 6 hours, it's not enough. So it's not about the time. It's about quality and about environment that you have in your bedroom, by the way. And so what you're doing before you are getting to sleep and what you are doing after you have already slept. So my name is Andrei Kozlov, and I'm not only the project manager of the Riga Brain. Riga Brain, by the way, is the organization which uses dynamic neurofeedback. This is kind of technology which improves brain capacity and optimize that. You can see that in rigabrain.com. So if you want it, just check it. I'm, by the way, the lecturer in Riga Studying University as well. I'm lecturer in university in Uppsala and University Turriba as well. So, and I'm giving lectures about consumer behavior and et cetera, about a lot of things about brain functions. I'm a behaviorist, and my main education is behavioral science. In the behavioral science, we can see there is neuroscience, there is cognitive science, and the classical, of course, psychology. But first of all, the neuroscience and sleeping. This is common thing that we already gathering new information about sleeping. And you know, sleeping is really very important in our lives. It's more important than things that we are eating. It's more important than things that we are doing in our life. So if you go to sport every day, it's not so important as you're sleeping, by the way. Sleeping is more important. It's more important. Yes, I was student time ago. It was very long time ago. So, and you know, and I know that if you are a student or working hard and doing things, so probably you're not sleeping very good. At the same time, I see that Agatha and Alice, I see you start drinking at the same time. I hope so. It's water, because if it's coffee or tea, this is a big problem for your brain. I will explain myself and why it's so. Because you know, coffee, alcohol, and sugar, they're just killing your sleep rhythms, and we will talk about that. And you will say that a lot of blogs and information about that that coffee is good, that wine is good, and etc. It's all lies. Sorry about that, but neuroscience show that coffee is not a good thing to your brain, to your sleep rhythms, and your health in the long term. So let's go. And what we talk about, we have 50 minutes. And Agata is here to stop me. So if I will not answer all questions, I will be just open with your writing questions. And if probably you can just ask after lectures as well. So the content, basically how to sleep more effectively, what to do if you haven't sleep enough. And believe me, I'm expert in that. I'm not that who is just a person who is not sleeping very often. So, you know, lectures and other things, I know that I'm not sleeping enough as well. So, but still, how you can just prevent your brain function lost. So in case. And next is that what is the perfect time to sleep, and what do we do in that, and what is the sleep hygiene? This is very important. This is more important that if you are going daily for a shower. It's not so important for your life. More the sleep hygiene is more important for you. Okay, and how to achieve the optimal brain condition in case, and how we can see how we can change our brain plasticity and sleep rhythms. So first of all, let's go to first thing, how to sleep more effectively. Okay, you can see this two nice adorable cats, and I think that they're masters in the sleeping. They're absolutely masters in the sleeping, because they can sleep every place when you can find. Just can be warm place and they just will sleep. And why so? Cat, for example, he's sleeping most of the life. But first of all, how to sleep more effectively? First of all, one thing, stop poison your brain. Stop poison your brain. Because, for example, sugar as carbs. Basically, we can see that in last scientific proven facts about carbs. carbs, they activate your brain, and you will have a lot of chemical products in your system, and it will probably will not help you sleep well and sleep deep. So if you're used to eating McDonald's and you used to drink Coke or alcohol and et cetera, the common things, pasta as well. So, and then all things with carbs, probably you will sleep. Your sleep time will be expanding and your sleep quality will be decreasing. This is a real fact. So this is real fact, and a lot of scientific proven information about that. So if you use a lot of carbs, if you use sugar, you will start to feel that you need to sleep more and more, and your energy level will be less and less, and probably you will be fatter and fatter. So that would happen. So, and more first thing effectively, it's so we need to less damage our system. Next, caffeine. So we are producing caffeine and nicotine in our brain already by ourselves. So, and you need to use dopamine system that you will be successful. And for example, if you do something good and you feel that you are doing, you will receive this dopamine, that you feel that, okay, I'm successful in my life, I'm successful in my job today, I will receive dopamine. You know the problem why you're not receiving dopamine in daily, why you feel that your, for example, life is not so important and you're not doing things that you love? Because you are using caffeine. You can't receive this dopamine enough because caffeine is higher. So stop using caffeine. In case when it's, if you say, okay, Andre, I love coffee, I'm just addicted, I love that, and it's my things that I love to do. So please, if you want to use coffee, drink it after approximately 1 or 2 o'clock a day. Do not use coffee early in the morning. I will explain why it's so, but this is one thing that happened commonly, that we are just we're waking up and then we start to drink coffee, right? It's very fast, and then we are running around, and probably you feel that if you drink coffee, you feel dizzy. You are active, but you are dizzy. You can't be very focused after drinking coffee, right? So if you can recall or your behavior and your feeling, okay, probably you will not feel active with your brain, but probably you will feel active in physical way. And it's true, because this is brain wave that caffeine can activate. So this is one thing. Let's go further. Of course, we know this classical understanding of the brain functions, that everything is in regions. So reading, vision, sensation, writing, speaking, hearing. That's true. Of course, that's true. But this is the biggest problem after 25 years. When you, for example, you're now, for example, 24, 25. And after 25, your brain start to change chemically, and we see that the problems will kick in, because this is till 25, you can easily throw out from your system cortisol, so you can easily manipulate with your body, and then after 25, your cortisol level will start to rise. So you need to do something about that. So if you're drinking coffee till 25, that's okay. You feel normal, but then after 25, you start to feel that you start to be more stressed, more more probably anxiety, start to kick in anxiety, some kind of depression or thinking about life. So why it's happening? Because our brain start to change our structure. The brain start to change structure. So, and this is one thing that we change our reaction for the cortisol. We change cortisol reactions in our brain. This is 25 years. So, and then we start to feel that after 25, probably your sleeping habits will change as well. So if you feel that more and more you want to sleep. So of course you are in active career or family, and you don't have a time for that, right? And so you start to harm yourself, and because something is more important with that. And then if you see that if you start to sleep less, I will see that in your face, because you start to look older. Your face probably you see that your all things and thought process will start to be getting older and older. You're not so very open. So be careful with that, because this aging because not less sleeping, it's common thing. That's why a lot of people have this common illnesses as Parkinson disease and dementia, because of that people are very not because of this less of the sleep. We are not so flexible in our brain, so your brain starts to shrinking. Be careful with that. So what the basic things that our brain are doing? First of all, regulation and body control center. This is brain function. So not only our thoughts, but your sexuality, your brain rhythms, your hormones. This is all about your brain. So if you're not sleeping enough, you will don't want to, for example, have a sex with your partner because because you're probably not in the mood, because your brain have not enough energy to push this basic instinct in the case. So be careful with that, because brains need to reboot themselves when they are sleeping, when you are sleeping. So then the brain function is to receive and process incoming impulses. That's why probably if you're not sleeping enough, you feel that everything is just so bad in my life. I'm not going my direction. It's not enough. I'm not important, etc. This depressed things and anxiety, just you see them as because this incoming impulse is negative. Something negative is happening with in your life, but you are trying to find logical things, but there is no logic. You're just not sleeping enough. You're not just sleeping enough. Your brain do not have enough power to see what happened with you. And next, of course, is information and integration of information. Again, if you're not sleeping enough, do you remember, probably you can recall that you have been in lectures, and lectures was so nice and beautiful, and you really like this information, but you can't recall anything from this lecture. So why? You do not remember things that was important for you in approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago. Why? Because you're not sleeping enough. Your memory is not you are not saving your memory. The long and short-term memories, it's not working good enough. So, and by the way, if you drink a lot, if you use alcohol a lot, so you will not remember this day. For example, if you drink alcohol in Friday, you probably will not remember in long term that day. So everything that you are doing in this day, you will not remember in the long term. So, and if you try to talk with your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend in that, and using alcohol, don't do that because you will not remember that as well. So, and next brain function is providing an answers. And that's funny thing, because, for example, you're trying to create something new project, new key things in marketing, for example, new things in your life, and for example, or new project. So and you're trying to do this, and you can't do it in wartime. But the one thing with brain and sleeping, you can say this information for your brain, and you can just say, okay, I need to solve this problem, and then go sleep. And brain will provide you an answer. Just check it. Really, you can do that, and just give the things and questions, and just easily go sleep. Do not overthink. Don't think about that. Just go sleep. It will just, your brain will find and provide answer, because when you are sleeping, brains are working 2 times faster than now, so they will find solution. They're using your brain patterns. They're using your knowledge. They will work when you sleep. So if you ask for example, me, how I am doing my things in my life, just I ask my brains to do things, and I go sleep. That's it. So and it happened. That happened. Now I'm here. So next thing, of course, this is a couple of things about why we are not used to just if sleeping is good, right? It's like a sex. It's, if you sleep well, you feel good. It's some kind of very close this feeling if it's like orgasm. But it's if you sleep well all day is very good. So what happened? Why we're not going to sleep? Probably you're not sleeping enough. Your behavior, sleeping is not good enough, and so your brain don't want to go where you feel not so good. For example, if you are just fighting in your sleep, you don't feel very good. Your behavior is created that you don't feel good in sleep time. So of course you don't want to go to sleep. You want to stay awake, and so that happened because old brains we have. You can see this old brains is just a kernel, so like a root for the brain. So and there we can see limbic system, this all thing, and in this limbic system, of course, there is we are in limbic system. We are maintaining heartbeat, sweating, breathing, emotions, so receiving and transmitting information. And then, of course, there is limbic system, as I told you before. So, and because of limbic system, if you are not restarting your brain, so feelings and memories. So you're overthinking, but not feeling. This is one thing that commonly, if I know that people are not sleeping enough, they think too much and feel less. So this is one common thing if you're not sleeping enough. So you're feeling not enough, you're thinking too much. So and that way we see overthinking and other problems. Okay, so this is one thing about limbic system. Of course, we always say that okay, the main problem with my brain is that for this cortexes and brain functions and thinking. So we'll say thinking, it's thinking is overreach. Thinking is very small amount of brain function. So we just need more capacity in the brain to think logically and think emotionally. So this is two processes. So, but mainly sleeping is in limbic system and in old system. So be careful with that. So, and tricks about what to do if you are haven't sleep enough. What to do? So first of all, I will say that if you see that your system, because if you're not sleeping enough, your system is overloaded. It's overloaded because it still in your system you have old protein. So what the heck is protein? Protein is a food part that we are used to receive, and protein is we are growing muscles because of protein, and protein as well is food for your brain. So, and if you're not sleeping enough, old protein. So what happened when you're sleeping? So protein, you need protein in your brain. So protein is going to your brains. And when you are sleeping after approximately 25 minutes, after 25 minutes, the protein kick in your brain. So what happened? All things, all chemical products are exchanging with protein, brain receiving new protein and pushing out bad chemical side effects. So basically exchange of chemicals. That's why you feel that if you're not sleeping enough, that your head is heavy, right? If you're just, it's heavy, what happened? So that's why we feel that head is heavy. So, and what we need to do if you are not sleeping enough, first of all, you need to take a nap to free your brain from this chemical products. And nap is from 15 till 20 minutes. This is nap time. And you need to wake up very fast because after 25 minutes, now it's different rhythm. It's very difficult to be normal after that. So you take a nap. And probably you see it in old people that they're just taking nap 25 minutes, right? Just said they're sleeping somewhere, and for example, you're waiting for something, or just they're sitting in the car and they're already. So this old guy is just sleeping. So why that happen? So because older body have bigger chemical product coefficient. So that's why just automatically brain start to taking a nap. So if you feel that you don't have time to sleep enough, take a nap. take a nap after. You can take a nap after 2 hours, one nap, 2 hours, one nap, 2 hours. And your chemical process will be, your brain will be more free from this old protein. So this is one thing what you can do. Next. So next. Of course, brains will give you signals that something is not good. Your brain will give signals that something is not good, and brains will try to take away focus from you. So, and that's okay. That's okay. So what we can do that in a situation, if you haven't slept enough, be slower. Be slower. Your metabolism will be slower. And by the way, if you're not sleeping, you're just getting fatter. That's true. So if you want to be fat, just don't sleep. If you want to be skinny, sleep enough. So, and that's one thing. If your metabolism will be much more slower, and I will say, if you want to really take care of your body when you're not sleeping, eat less in that time. Don't use sugar. Again, if you eat something, eat more protein that you feel comfortable, but do not eat a lot. Eat in short periods, short amount of food. So everything will be okay. And I think the best food in this is in nuts, in nuts and oils. So this is very good. In India, they have this that they are using this technique when you're not sleeping enough. So they call it as clearing your brain from the products. They're not sleeping and then eating very short amount of the food. So we can see that it's amazing, but brain can free themselves using old protein in your brain as well. So, okay, but brain signals. First of all, we see that we have a couple of things which is brain signals. What happened when you are not sleeping enough? Basically, brain powers are brain weaknesses as well. So first of all, if we see sleep cycles as brain power, our brain power. So, and then we losing probably attention, concentration. We do not have very good memory. We're not speaking enough. Our all functions of organs probably will not work as we want to. And our visualization, audio perception will not work as well. So what we need to do if we are not sleeping enough? So first of all, don't try to create something new in that time. As well, speak less. Do not try to use memory. Write down. Write down. So just take away all this needed power from your brain if you are not sleeping enough in that situation. Just start to take notes. So try to be do not speak, avoid that. So and avoid to be creative in that period. So and but there can be boost. First of all, always brains will be boosted from emotions. So if you're angry, happy, etc., etc. So what all emotional parts will give you more energy for this day. So this is one trick. If you're not sleeping enough, you must be emotional. So and let it go. Let it go. So when you will see that you even will not remember that you're not sleeping enough. If you have fun, for example, in that day, so you will not feel that. Okay, but next thing, what we what can do if there's no time to sleep, and how we can help ourselves. First of all, there will always be one big problem with our flats, our rooms where we are living. There is very small amount of humidity in the air. Humidity, not temperature. We can live in all temperatures, in the cold, in very hot zones as well. But we need humidity. Why so? Because we need water from the lungs as well. We're not only drinking water. This drinking water can't hold in our stomach for a very long time, right? But we need liquid in our system. So humidity is that so important to our brain function and our sleeping. So if you have very low humidity in your area and you are waking up and you're feeling that your mouth is just like a desert, so this is a big problem. This is a big problem. Next, so if it's small room, of course, you need more air, more air. In, for example, in Nordic countries, the perfect temperature is 19 degrees, 19 degrees for sleeping, because in 90 degrees there are more coefficient of the air in. So be careful with that. If it's 22, 21, and low humidity, this is a big problem. This is a big problem. You will not sleep enough. So let's go further. Next thing is brain waves. Brain waves, and this is also a thing that we know this stuff now, because, for example, we are using in the Riga brain this neurodynamic feedback, neurodynamic structure of the. We see this encephalogram of the brain, and we see this brain waves. So, of course, our experience working with the clients who have problems with sleeping and et cetera, et cetera. So, why brain waves can give us information about our sleeping cycles? First of all, there is a couple of things that we need to know about sleeping cycles and our brain function. First of all, there is theta, delta, alpha, and beta. So when we are sleeping, in sleeping process, there is theta and a little bit alpha. So alpha, why we need alpha when we are sleeping? Because alpha help us to manage our hormone level in a norm. So this is one thing. And if you are moving very rapidly when you're sleeping, so your sleep is not so very well as so good. You can just check your bed after your sleeping session. You can just check it. So if it's messy, so your hormone level is not good. So if you sleep messy and something, so all so this bed looks like a war zone. So probably your hormones are not working properly. So because your brains are just fighting with these hormones. So, and theta wave from 4 to 8 hertz. This is one thing that happened with you when you wake up and you still feel this theta impulses in your brain. That's why you feel this sleepy. You are just feeling sleepy. So the biggest problem, you feel sleepy and you want to be just start to wake up and everything will be just amazing if you think so. Then you drink coffee. What happened when you're drinking coffee? You're just rising alpha. You're just rising your alpha waves. And this is bad news for your brain. Because first of all, from theta, you are receiving this feeling that you are blessed, that everything is fine, that you are relaxed, that your day is normal, that you love yourself. Theta is just trying to send you this information. And you're not just receiving that. You're not receiving because you drink coffee and that's it. Your brain will not do this stuff. Can you remember your childhood? When you just sleep, everything was fine. You wake up, you feel good, you're happy with your life. Even everything was just messy in moments. And then you feel that alpha kick in and you're starting to drink coffee, etc., etc. So if you feel that's the problem, just stop drinking coffee. But if you feel that from your childhood, you have really problems with sleeping, so probably it's because of hormones that that is not working properly in your system. So if you want to drink coffee, drink it after approximately 2-3 hours after waking up. So if you wake up approximately 2-3 hours, just give your brain normal this change of the status, change of the focuses. Because if you feel drowsy mentally and you are going to be in relaxed state and everything will be okay, so don't do this to your brain. Be careful with that. Then alpha waves for mental states, you see that in alpha wave we are relaxed mentally, but we use alpha waves physically. So if coffee is for physical activity, coffee is for sex if you need it, coffee is for running, kicking, killing, coffee is good for this activity. But it's in your brains in that situation, if you use coffee, they are relaxed. That's why if you drink coffee, you can't create anything new, because you can't reach this beta frequency when you can be focused. So when we are reaching this beta, we are reaching this beta when we relax our body. Can you recall that, for example, you're after active day that you need to create something new, you go home and then idea kick in. Only then when you're going home and sitting in traffic, and then this idea just kick in. Why? Because your beta is in focus and your brain really can think and focus on the problem, and you're not using coffee. So be careful with that. You can, of course, you can read a lot of blogs and information that coffee is so good for cognitive things. So pet a dog or pet a cat. It will be the same cognitive bonuses from that as well, even higher. So let's go further. Next, brain foods if you want to sleep well. So first of all, water and protein. Nothing more, nothing less. And there's again one stereotype about don't eat before you go sleep, right? A lot of things. Nope. You can use water and protein, and it's much more better if you eat protein before you go sleep. You will sleep better. Why so? Because first of all, when you are just kicking and just changing positions, when you're just sleeping, you need protein. You need protein because brains will use free protein from your body. So, and if you already have this product in your stomach, so stomach will not work so active, but it can reach this protein if it needed. So brain food for sleeping, protein and water. Then how to manage and work with your brains to better brain functions. Omega-9 and omega-3. Omega-9 and omega-3. There is no omega-6 in that. So omega-9, this is nuts, oils, seeds. Omega-3, it's a fish and other things. You can read it. I'm not, because there's much more smarter people about diet questions, and it's so individual, but I can just give you information that brain foods, omega-9 and omega-3, it's for brain. Not omega-6 is for body. If you use omega-6, go run. For jogging, for running, for, I don't know, physical activities, it's omega-6. But for brains, omega-9 and omega-3. If you don't love fish, so a lot of people don't just love that kind of stuff, think about how you can change that, or how you can still receive omega-3. The biggest problem is that we need this omega-3. We are white people, not of all us. People with a different race, they have different chemical reaction to omega-3. As we white people, mostly today, I'm not racist, just the difference between races. So, white people need more omega-3. We just consume more omega-3 than others. So, okay, let's go further. Next, what is sleep hygiene? You know, sad story. Technologies and people. Technologies is so good, so good. And it's so very nice that we have technologies. We are just living more. I hope so. We are living more because of technologies, right? And doing less. But we are kind of addictive animals. We are so very addictive animals. What is the biggest problem with technologies and the sleeping? You can't use your technologies 2 hours before you go sleep. So what happened? First of all, I was very long time ago. I was working with company as Osram in Poland. This is a big, huge company, and you know we have lamps, and we have diode lamps. We're using diodes, right? And the biggest problem with diodes is that if your brain probably will, because of diode lights, and this is mobile phone as well, mobile phone, your computers monitor as well, and they're using frequency, hertz, and if you see this as very active waves that give your brain one steady visualization, but it's not so. It's very fast waves. So your brain will react for these waves, and it probably will activate their focus more than less. And so when you are just sleepy, tired, and you are just you know, a lot of people do this. Just they go sleep and just take your mobile phone and then scroll a lot, right? We're doing this, right? Scrolling and seeing things, and just even you're in a bed, everything just dark, and you're just sitting and watching to your phone. So what's wrong? Why it's so wrong? Because brains can't put them to sleep mode 2 hours after last contact with device. Even in there's even problem in visualization. For example, if you just watch your screen for approximately 30 seconds, then you go sleep and just close your eyes, you will see this screen still. So it's in visualization, and your brain probably will struggle 2 hours to go to deeper sleep mode. So if you are sleeping 8 hours and using devices, so your brain probably sleep only 6 hours. Nice, right? Nice. So why technology organizations not giving this information? You will say just why they're not doing this. No, they are doing this. They're sending information. Ostrom is sending information. You can reach this information in their homepage platform. Everywhere is this information. They're just not pushing this information to your daily life. So one thing about sleep hygiene, please do not use technology 2 hours. Then next problem. So we all have rooms, flats, and windows, right? And again, outside, what kind of lights we have in the city? Again, it's diodes, right? The same technology. Hell. So please use some normal devices to just close your windows that you do not see this light. Why we are living in the caves? Because there is dark place where we can sleep. That's why caves. We're not just sleeping outside, you know. We love to, but we are trying to find caves because there's dark place and we can protect ourselves. So next thing, of course, we're used to sleep in the woods. We are used to sleep in the woods. So so when you're sleeping, this temperature can be low, and humidity can be very high, So, and you start to wake up with the sun. That's absolutely normal. So, and again, we can change this sleep rhythms. We can be hunters if you want to. So the biggest problem with Baltics, if you're living in the Baltics, so we have white nights. You have white nights. In a bit summer, we still have white nights. And the biggest problem, again, use curtains. Use curtains to avoid white nights. That's again, because if you're not going to hunt someone and hunt food, so just avoid white nights and sleep more. Okay, sleep hygiene. About food already I mentioned, you can eat before you go sleep, but again, amount, just be careful with the amount, not more or less, just for delicious protein snack, and that's it. You can go sleep. So, but avoid carbs. Avoid carbs. Next thing, alarms. All alarms with the red lights, green lights, technical lights. Just it's so annoying. It's your brain will just try to focus on this on clock, on digital clock. Avoid that. So your brain will think about that. Use energy to think about this device. You will not receive this information. You will not receive this information. So, and again, next, water. Do I need to drink before I go sleep? It depends. It depends how do you feel. If you want to go drink before you sleep and you feel that do it. So you need this water, but do not drink obligatory. Don't drink obligatory. A lot of people read that all you need to drink 2 liters in a day. So, and you always trying to drink more and more. It's not so important. Your system will push you and use these buttons to push you to drink. So if you're not smoking, if you're not drinking coffee, your habits with drinking water will change. It will change. So, okay. So water plus minus, it's depend on your hormone state. So the next hygiene about sleep, and a lot of people ask, what is positive routine for my sleeping? And I will say, okay, sleeping is the first very important thing to your body. But let's start with your body. First of all, active sport. Active sport. And I will say that you like it or not, but 25 minutes active anaerobe sport, not heavy lifting, but anaerobe sport when you're sweating. So yes, guys, 25 minutes, it will be very good for your sleep. And it's really elixir for not your life, probably for your kid lives as well. So, sex, kids, it's common thing. So, and first of all, 25 minutes active anaerobic sports every day. Every day. What happened in 25 minutes? You will release cortisol from your body. Cortisol, stress hormone. Stress hormone. If you do not have sex, run. If you do not have 25 minutes, jog. Do things. So if you let your cortisol level will be very high, your brain will start to shrink. What a lot of people said, I see my life very logical. I know everything better than others. You're stupid. Because if you see all things very logically and you know everything, so your brain's already shrinked. If you are stupid, you think that you know all things. So, and it's because of the cortisol. Probably you see that drunk people who use it just addiction as alcohol addiction, drug addiction, they think that they know better. They know everything in their lives, right? Right. So cortisol is the same drug in our brain. It's devastating your system. So if you are so stressed, just use 25 minutes. Why 25 minutes? This is a system that we call that release of dopamine and the release of the old cortisol. But can I remind you one thing, that if you eat today, you probably in normal situation, you hunt this food, right? You hunt this, fish, or you hunt this pulled chicken, or you just gather your food. So you need this 25 minutes in cortisol release. So, but we are sitting in our jobs, right? We are sitting, not doing things. So that's why we struggle with that cortisol is not leaving our bodies. So 25 minutes, and just sex is the best, if you can, because if you're releasing your stress hormone together, so your relationships will be much more better, much more better. Okay, so this is one part of the positive routine and how we can change our so sleep rhythms as well. So next thing, conversations. Yeah, that's true. Conversation with people. Yes, you will sleep better if you will talk with people. And I don't think that you can, in in Baltics, I realize one thing, that people talk about their relationships at work, and talk about their work about their work at home. So this is a strange thing, right? So you need to have friends that they don't care about, for example, your life, and you can just freely talk with them uh, for all things. You can talk with them about sex, about relationship, about struggles, about anger, everything. You need a psychologically neutral person in your life. So why? Because conversations, I can remind you of one thing, that our brain functions approximately 100% of brain functions. 45% of the brain functions, they are based on cognitive reactions for the world. Only 10 till 20, 10 till 15%, it's logic. And then other percents are working with your body, so in body control. So cognitive things, conversations, face recognitions, and friends, etc., etc. So they will release your cortisol level as well, and then you will feel this good feeling that you receive from good conversations, this dopamine. So if you go with your friends and meet your friends, don't drink alcohol, goddamn. So you're not receiving things from these conversations. So, and if you need to be open, be so brave and speak out your mind and things that it's important for you. So if you want to drink, drink alone. I'm sorry, but drink alone. Do not just screw up your conversations with your people around you. So conversations, and you are releasing your body from you're just receiving dopamine, and when you having good conversation, and you will receive this your brains will start to be more narrow free, I will say, more flexible. So, and then one thing that a lot of people don't realize, so how big and strong instrument is awareness, consciousness. So the main question about consciousness, I always ask people. So, okay, I see Alice, I see your video. So can you, I will not, you can just think about that. But the question is, do you know how you want to feel in your life? So, and you need to think a lot, right? So you start to think, what is my feeling? What is my thing? What is my life goals? What the heck, right? You start to feel that something is just going up, or you already know. So approximately. So this is awareness. This is awareness. Where am I going? So in short term understanding, we need dopamine in daily life. But in long term, we need this consciousness and awareness of our emotions, where we're going. So, and if you know where you're going, you will receive information and more boosts from your brain, and you will feel that you can sleep better. If you know where you want to be, when you want to feel in your life, you will feel that you are sleeping better. You have more motivation to be in that area. I want to be best in my business. Already I'm going this direction, right? So, and this kind of motivation awareness, consciousness is one thing that is very, very important. And I feel that in new age people, after millennials, this consciousness and awareness is so very low that we don't know when what to want to go. We're struggling in basically the things what we doing in our lives. So just be careful with that. Awareness, you need to be only aware of things, what I want to do in my life and what I want to avoid in my life. So, and that's it. This is one thing, consciousness. So, and this is very complex reality. So more reality, more understanding. We're just avoiding to live in reality. And that's why we feel that we are not sleeping very well. Your brain need to have some kind of borders, boosts. Your brains are thinking the same time as you. So, and if you feel not conscious in your life, if you're not aware of your emotions, and you are just avoiding your emotions, you will not sleep good. So, and okay, let's go further. The next is you need to learn. So you have probably you hear a lot that in psychology, all about psychology is all about inner child. Inner child, you know, this all inner child stuff kind of thing. If you are in psychology, probably you hear a lot that inner child, you need to speak with your inner child. So your inner child, you need to learn and learn things that you really adore, not just study. You know, you probably, if you're in baccalaureate or master degree, you're not doing for yourself. You're doing for society, from status, for your parents, right? Probably wrong, but I don't think that you are, if you're going after school to baccalaureate, that you really know that it's your choice, right? So okay, it's society, it's important, very good. So it's good, it's process, but you need to learn things that you really want to do in your life. So what do you want to learn? How to manipulate with people, right? Learn. So you want to understand your psychology, learn. You want to understand others, learn. You want to do something with your arms, learn. You want to, I don't know, create something, so beautiful things. So do it, learn from that. So if you want to work in garden, learn. So this kind of learning. And if you see that old people, again, old people, I always love old people. You see, they are always learning. If they're living for a long time, you know, 80, 90 years old people, they are still learning. They're having a fun in their life. So learn. So, and one of the things, basically, we are not learning. We are not learning if there is active self-defensive mechanism, psychologically self-defensive mechanism. You can read Freud and under Freud's 10 defensive mechanisms. You can see that. And if you're not learning, your defensive mechanisms already starting to protect you from new reality, from new information. And be careful with that. If you're not learning today or tomorrow, or don't know what to want to learn, defensive mechanism already kick in. So be careful with that. So your inner child want to play, inner child want to learn. So, and this is one thing, why I'm going to work, why I'm doing my things, because of money? No, I'm learning, I'm enjoying myself, I'm playing. This is my life. I'm giving a lecture. It's very hard work to do, really. After this lecture, I have a lecture at 6 o'clock. So it's after 24 minutes. So, and I'm enjoying that because I'm learning a lot of things. So this is time when you can ask me a question. So, and you can see, this is my email and it's my 259599100. You can write me and in WhatsApp question if you want. info@rigabrain.com. You can see this information all about our work in rigabrain.com as well. So do you have questions, guys? And then folks, so any questions?
Please raise hand if you do, and I will unmute you and help you.
Okay, so you know, this is strange things that you, if you want to, and because this is sleep and this is very private questions, right? Right. So, and I think that let's do this. You see my email. andres.kozlos@gmail.com. You can write a question to my email. I will be glad to answer. So I see Mara have a question, right? Please, Mara.
Yeah, you talked about the influence of coffee to your brain.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, around my 25th birthday, I decided I don't want to drink coffee, and I started drinking green tea.
Yeah, green tea is in caffeine as well.
So the effect is the same, right?
Yes, the same.
Sad.
Sad, really. By the way, green tea is, green tea is good because it's just changing your water exchange in your lungs. This is a good thing, Mara. So if you want to drink green tea, drink after 1 o'clock till 4, and your lung health will be much more higher. But this is the same caffeine amount. This is the same caffeine. So there are a couple of trees that there is very low amount of caffeine, or just none. You can find them. So, and Robush coffee, it's African red, not coffee, tea, Robush. So it's African red tea. This is very healthy as well. So you can see there is a lot of products in Baltics, by the way, when we can just choose stuff without caffeine. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mara. So, any questions, guys?
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
I will have actually 2 questions. One was actually made by a colleague of mine, and she wrote it in the chat.
Okay.
Her question was, is listening to music before sleep also bad?
No.
And my question would be, what about alarm sounds? How to, I guess, correctly choose them?
First of all, alarm sounds, that there is devices, so when we can not, there is no alarm sounds, there is alarm lights. So this is much more better than activation of the lights can be this wake up call. But same time, you need, so you are used to one sound and we are not waking up, right? So we want to change that. So, but the first better thing that if you're not using alarms as a sound, because if you hear sound, you start to wake up because your cortisol level is very high, then you think that it's animal who is trying to attack you, right? So the sound is alarming, but lights is not so alarming. So use more lights. This is devices. Okay, this is one question, right? Okay, and okay. Thank you, Alyssa. Okay, and we have, I think, more questions as well, right? Anyone? So I saw one arm rise before, so I don't see it now. Okay.
We have another question in the comment section, and it
Okay.
says, what to do for people who work night shifts?
Okay, night shifts is one thing that not all can afford that. Not all can afford that. And this is, if you feel that it's not going to work with your life, and you feel that you're just feeling dizzy, you feel you can't sleep after that, and you feel low, just quit that job, really. Because I have this body structure, and then I can work in the night shifts. It's because of your genetics. That is there anyone in your processors that that have this hunting, night hunting shifts? So my dad was seaman, so my granddad was night hunter, and I feel that I can do these kind of things. But I know my friends of mine that just can't work at night shifts. So don't put your brains to harm. They know better. And this is kind of brain signals that just avoid this if you don't feel good. If you feel okay, okay, let's do it. But okay, next one thing, night shifts, if you use a lot of coffee, And if you are till 25, you can work in night shifts. Probably you see that a lot of young people work in night shifts, right? And then it's start to be very hard to do that. So if you want to use your young age and start to getting older because of money that you're getting in night shifts, it's your choice. But I will say avoid that. Avoid that. Okay, it's your health, and your
Okay.
health is only one. Okay.
And we have another question in the comment section. And this one says, do you have any advice for medical students to protect themselves from dementia in old age? Because they often stay up late at night. Okay, this is one thing that I really can do and say that please do all things that neuroplasticity is one thing that really will protect your brain from the shrinking. And neuroplasticity is one thing that will protect from dementia and brain disease and heart disease, by the way. Because heart disease mainly there are because of the weak old brain functions. If you know, one of the richest guy in the world have 9 hearts, but his heart was failing because his old brain was just not giving right signals to the heart. So neuroplasticity, you can read about neuroplasticity, and that's why we are working in the Riga brain as well, because this dynamic neurofeedback is all about neuroplasticity. And if your brain are very plastic and very high this plasticity, that you will avoid brain shrinking and brain disease. Okay, we see that Subham Bait have a question.
Yeah, hi. So
Hi.
there was a question in the chat about listening to music before sleep. I'm not sure if you answered that.
Yes, and about listening to music, music is very good for cognition. It's if it's melodic, and if it's if it activating you some kind of ways. If you feel sleepy, that's good. So you can just check how your brain react to the music. You just take one music, and you can find, by the way, app in app stores that music is just going lower and lower and lower and lower, and then it's just stopped. So you can just, if you are going to sleep the same time, so check which kind of music relax you, and which music probably rise up your brain activity. It's, you know, it's common thing, that stereotype that Mozart is just over relaxing. It's not so. A lot of people are just after Mozart, they're, let's do it, let's kick some asses. So and really, and it's not so. So other people just listening for Rammstein, and so they're so relaxed. So this you need to check which music will help you to go sleep. Other people just annoyed from the sounds. Other people just love the sounds. This is, by the way, this is how your parents was working with you. It's how you was. So a lot of parents just try to avoid noises when you are just very small kids, when you just toddler. So this is because of that. This is because how your parents was handling your sleep rhythms when you were in toddler age. So this is because of that. You can ask your parents. Yeah. So if it's in toddler age, so your parents was listening for example, Mozart or something, just you will go to sleep and you will just relax and everything is fine. But it's not common formula for all of us. We're so very different in this, all about music. Okay, any questions more, guys? Okay, so okay, guys, and folks, so it was very big pleasure. Thank you for Riga State University that allowed me to give lectures about that, and I hope so that you will enjoy and this organization's student, as I can say, recall, international student conference. So enjoy that. Take things from this conference, and so if you want to find me, you can find me, as you see, Andres Kozlos. So you can find all information about Riga Brain. Thank you, Agata. Thank you, Riga State University. So we'll meet
in different time, different state. So, and thank you very much. And you can see this record of this lecture after, I think, 80. So thank you very much, guys, and see you later. Take care of yourself. Sleep well.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bye-bye.